Libra, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It's a message for Libra, sun, moon, and rising sign, but it's an energy reading. So if it is popped up onto your feed and you're not a Libra, it's for you. It comes at just the right time. And this is where your message begins. Temperance. This is Sagittarius energy, so we're definitely in the right season. But let's talk a little bit about what Temperance is asking of us. So Temperance is a really actually magical energy. I love it because it can make anything happen. And if you look at the card, you'll see it's the way it's pouring water is quite impossible, but it's happening. It's the alchemy of temperance. So what is it when you temper metals? You take two different metals and you melt them together and they make each other stronger. And it almost creates an alloy is what you would call it. And it becomes even stronger than it was separate. So it's making these two totally different things. The earth and the water, for example, is always at 1 foot on the land, 1 foot in the water. It's a balancing energy, but it's not just balance. It's actually getting things that are contradictory to function, to work out. So there's just this energy of, baseline, this is major arcana. So this talks of fate. It talks of something that you can't escape or can't get around and shouldn't want to. It's fire energy because it is Sagittarian energy. So it is the energy of creation. It's basically saying, Libra, you will do this. There's creation that's happening in your life, that you will find the solution. That what doesn't seem to fit right now, you're figuring out how to make it work. And the situation is going to work out. That's what Temperance always tells us. This situation is going to work out. There is a solution. And ultimately, if we look at Sagittarius energy, it tells you expand the mind, broaden the mind, right? Like something bigger and better is being created right now because of the new ideas or thoughts or even challenges that have entered into your life, that it is creating an alchemy of sorts that is creating something else, something unique that is coming only from the ability to put these two very contradictory things together. You can hear the wind howling right now where I am. It's so cool. So things are on their way to working themselves out. Sagittarius season, it's December 15th as I'm recording this. So we had that beautiful full moon in Gemini last night into this morning, depending on where you are on the globe. And it was a beautiful release because it involved Jupiterian energy. And Jupiter always makes things bigger, right? It makes things expand. It pushes things further. And it was in the same sign as that full moon was. So there's just this energy of maybe getting the right, like feelings running so high, it'll make you find a solution. Feelings being so intense, you're going to find a solution because you're going to look outside of the norm. You're going to be open and receptive to trying things or doing things, or maybe even getting out of the situation that you were in. Maybe even getting out of the place that you're in, like actually geographically going someplace else. This sense of maybe the reason why you haven't found a solution is because you haven't tried something different, right? So there's this beautiful energy of when you do, and when you try that newness, and when you try that expansiveness, that there's this beautiful energy of being able to find the correct mixture and create something that's quite beautiful. So you are in the midst of making something work out for yourself. And that's really good news. Let's get more details. Of course, remember guys that I do provide personal readings, and if you need one, go to my website, www.bornwithoutboundariestarot.com. You can book and schedule right there. It's the only place that you can book with me. I am doing readings through most of the holiday season, not on the holidays, but I am doing readings right up until the holidays. So for anybody who needs it. If you're just finding this channel, welcome. My name is Michelle. Thank you so much for finding me. Certainly, please help the channel grow by subscribing. Hit that subscribe button and then be sure to ring that notification bell and select all notifications, because this is the only place that I go live and do free public tarot card readings. So if you like to participate in those, then please be sure to ring all notifications. Okay. I don't have my sound bell with me right now. I'm visiting my son for Christmas. So we're up here in Alaska, all the way up in Homer, Alaska. Okay. Okay. We have the Hangman in reverse. So there's something here about not waiting, or not wanting to be held up, or not waiting anymore. So something's about to work out, right? It's like almost like you don't need the different perspective anymore. Happy birthday, Doug Denny. I will explain to you guys why I say that. If you don't know already, I'll explain to you guys why I say that when I go to the extended. Let's look into this past card that just came out. Something wasn't working out. Seven of Pentacles teaches us about trying really, really hard, but still things are either they're stuck, like they're just hanging on, you know, like you can see the plant in the card. It's not necessarily dead, but it's not really yielding. It's sort of a disappointing him. Like it's not growing the way he wishes it was. It has some dried up leaves that he just doesn't know why something isn't working, right? So the Temperance energy says whatever it was that wasn't working in your life, you're starting to find the solution for it, but you're finding the solution in an unexpected place, in a place where that is sort of different than where you've looked before. It's also a sense of you're not going to have to wait anymore. It's almost like, not that you were waiting, but if you were trying and trying and trying and you weren't getting any new solutions, you weren't finding a solution, there's this energy of, well, now you will. Now you kind of see it from the perspective that it needs to be seen. And in some ways, this is kind of liberating. It's like you don't, it's like, yeah, you've got the answers. You figured it out. Let's see what else came out here. Ooh, this is the Star card. So it's the wishes come true card, but it's also come out with this. So this is, let me think upon this. The Eight of Swords is there was abandonment. There was being left behind. It's almost like I'm wishing to understand why I was left behind, making wishes or making aspirations. Or the reason why you wanted this so bad is because you felt left behind. You felt abandoned, you know, and maybe it was this abandonment that you needed to experience, or leaving something that you needed to experience. But this is how our thoughts keep us isolated, really, because it is swords. So it's almost like our thoughts are making us think that things are actually worse. Like we feel taken advantage of, we feel discarded, we feel used, we feel wronged in some way in comparison to what we idealized. Like we feel like we were being kept from our dreams or reaching our dreams, or that something was just out of reach that we really, really wanted, and yet somehow we couldn't figure it out. It's because we were stuck in our heads. That's the answer. We were stuck in basically not seeing. She's blindfolded, right? This sense of you're not seeing, you're not looking. Now, sometimes in the presence of another card, it could very well be that somebody did take advantage of you or hurt you or left you behind. But ultimately, with the Star card, since the Star is so much more powerful, it's major arcana, right? With the Star card is kind of like saying there's so much more out there beyond what you think you lost. There's so much more out there beyond even if you were hurt recently or dumped or fired from a job, there's so much more out there that you weren't seeing and that maybe you would not see. I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix my contact. It's a little itchy. Maybe you wouldn't see, like you wouldn't have seen, or you can't see it right now because you thought, oh, well, I'm being isolated. Everything I ever wanted was taken from me. But what God is trying to tell you with this reading is, no, you were just seeing it the wrong way. What you thought you wanted wasn't really for you. It wasn't what you thought you wanted wasn't really for it. Yeah, like you said, it wasn't really for you. You're actually, I don't know, you're in so much of a better place. But hold on. Then we have the Two of Swords. So somebody isn't talking, somebody isn't speaking or saying anything, or doesn't want to make a decision. Maybe there's not enough information. I think this is an energy of you don't know how magical you are. It's almost like you're not allowing yourself to fully embrace what you can possibly do. There's all this magic, there's all this power, but it's like you don't know about it, or you're not sure of it, or you're not certain. And so this energy is look in a different way, because you absolutely can, you absolutely are. It's almost like a pick me up, like a pep talk in some ways. Honest to God, I think you think something hasn't worked out, but it's worked out perfectly. And I don't really understand why you don't think it's worked out. The only thing I'm picking up is that, you don't think it's worked out because it doesn't look the way you thought it would, or it's not with the company that you thought you'd be working for, or it's not with the person that you thought you'd be with. It's kind of like that. It's the energy of, well, why isn't this working out? But it is working out. It is, absolutely, and it's functioning exactly as it is. You can take care of this. You can do this. You can figure this situation out, even though it feels like something has been robbed or taken from you. So can you please clarify, God? Can you please clarify what this Eight of Swords, Two of Swords is? I think also somebody could not be speaking about just how isolated or hurt they feel. And they would have implied that you did this to them, right? That it's like they're not, yeah, because that would have to do with something isn't working out. Something isn't working out. Let me say this: on the spiritual level, God wants you to know that you are capable of so much more, and that what you thought you wanted, you're right in wanting it, but ultimately it's not what you think it looks like. You know what I'm saying? So if you're being pushed in a different direction, keep going in the different direction, because there's so much better out there for you. But day to day, this seems like somebody thinks that you're capable of, I don't know, hurting them, harming them, or keeping something from them, or not making some. It's almost like somebody's about to realize they maybe really messed up by either cutting you loose, abandoning you, firing you. I think somebody took this action without full information, without all the information. Like, that's the Two of Swords, right? Somebody took action without full information. They just assumed this sort of victim mentality, based on these ideals that they had, or thought that, in some ways they could do better in a way, right? Or that somebody else was better than you. And ultimately, they're about to see things from a different perspective. Maybe somebody was desperate because things weren't working the way they wanted to, or they weren't seeing results, and so they tried something different. Let's get this. This is Hermit in reverse. So this is kind of manipulative energy. Somebody was doing something on the DL. It's also somebody who chooses isolation or wants to restrict themselves. Could have also been a job. Yeah, this is a very deceitful energy. This is that wasn't thought through. This is an energy of somebody that didn't think things through correctly, somebody that was hypercritical, maybe even talking things or saying bad things, critical thing, like criticism, lots of criticism. With this, she's very mean. She's very mean with her mouth. She makes things that are, she makes things sound logical, but they're really mean and malicious. Or she just wasn't thinking straight. And ultimately, I think somebody made a decision where, honestly, Libra, somebody wasn't thinking straight and they walked away. They isolated themselves. Maybe they thought that they could do better, whatever it is. I would say that either they were manipulative themselves or they believed in the wrong person, right? And this is subverted too. With the Hermit in reverse, is almost like somebody's trying to do something sneaky. I don't like that energy. But let's go. We have the Queen of Pentacles here. So you're dealing with earth energy. This could have to do with work or something that's being managed. Temperance, working out something, trying to find its way to make itself function or be functional, taking on a lot of burdens. Maybe somebody didn't think that they could or were capable of taking a lot of burdens on them, or that actually making something work would be too stressful, right? So they moved away from it, and now they're sad that they did. I'll tell you this right now. This is a situation that I had recently with work, actually. This situation of somebody thought that they could do better, or that the situation at hand, because it was going to take some work, it was going to take too much work. It was going to be too much of a burden. So they decided to just say, fuck it, and move away and leave, and it's going to be easier to do something else. And now they're seeing, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. You know, they're reacting to this thing of, I want to solve this. I want to make something work really quick because I'm sick of being in this feeling of stuck situation. So somebody jumped to a conclusion. They didn't think things through. They made stuff shitty. They made a decision based on bad information. And then, you know, they could have made things work. Things were actually going really well. This was an energy of somebody who could have actually really fixed things and really made something work out. But somebody was like, no, it's too much of a burden. It's too much stress, or it's risking too much. I don't want to take all that on. And so they left. And it's almost like, since there's very little space between past, present, future, it's almost like the cards are saying, it's almost like they regretted their decision as soon as they made it. And now they're looking back, wishing that they had not done it at all. And that's going to be something that ends up happening this week. Like, somebody's gonna wish that they had not made the decision that they made. Okay, so how does this impact Libra? Maybe these cards don't want to talk yet. Hold on. How does this decision impact Libra? Because honestly, Libra, it feels like you were the solution to the problem, right? But they didn't want to wait long enough or be patient enough, or they were scared of the change, right? They were scared of changing. They were scared of all the things that they would have to do to actually make something work. And so they kind of just moved away, got away, right? Okay, maybe you're dealing with a Taurus. Or, yeah, maybe you're dealing with a Taurus, or somebody who's very traditional, somebody who's very stubborn, somebody who doesn't like change a lot. Or this dealt with a lot of money. Like there was a lot of money involved, right? This could very much be very materialistic energy. Or you're dealing with a Virgo. So you're dealing with earth energy. So I don't know if this person is an earth energy. You're dealing with something tangible. So you might be dealing with work. You might be dealing with an industry. Or if you're dealing with a Taurus or a Virgo energy, it's all about, they want things to be practical. They needed things to make sense, move slow. I think there was a lot of materialism involved here. Something to do with work. Ultimately, this energy is just something that could have been very valuable if it was cultivated, right? And so it's like, but it's almost like somebody didn't want to cultivate it. Somebody didn't want to put the work in to cultivate what could have been actually very beautiful and very profitable, if that's the right word, Certainly if it's work or business related, yes, but profitable in terms of like a relationship, like fruitful, like something would have come of it. But it's almost like somebody didn't want to put the work in, and that's why they tried to take an easy road out. And as soon as they went onto the easy road, it was like nothing but broken bridges and ice and like instant karma is all I can say, almost. And so this is maybe this is describing the person who was just very interested in making money and very much wanted to prioritize those tangible results. It could be somebody, but ultimately this is beautiful. This is beautiful energy, because I think it's saying that had the hard work been put in, it would have yielded beautiful results. And now it's like almost like somebody's starting to wake up and realize that they maybe should have waited and they took action too quickly. Oh, let's get to the extended. The link is down below, and it's in the I pinned it to the top of the comment section too, so I'll see you there.